And welcome back to Guy's Garage. Today we are going to look at all the quirks, failures, and features of this 2010 Porsche Cayenne Base Model. It's not a twin turbo. We're going to go all the way through the car, show you the weird buttons, the things that this car does. It is so anti-SUV in so many ways. I bought this car a few weeks ago and I've had nothing but problems with it. If you follow the channel, you'll know that I've been fixing it. Today, we're gonna enjoy it. We're gonna take it on a drive. We're gonna test it out. You're not gonna wanna miss this because there are so many surprises. If you have not subscribed, you are missing out on your life. I have a full-blown car addiction, partially because of your subscription and your likes. I buy cars and I sell them and I can't stop, legitimately. It's an addiction and you're watching my demise live on screen. All right, without further ado, this car is an all-wheel drive sports luxury vehicle. It is a practical mom and dad SUV with tons of luggage room, but it's also a speed demon. It is so fast, at least the twin turbo version, they have a speed limiter setting on the dash, which I just found out how to control. I have to tell you, the number of buttons, the placement of those buttons, and what those buttons do, sometimes I have no idea what they were thinking. This car is weird for weird's sake. It almost seems like they did it on purpose so that you would talk about it. Well, this is all the way back in 2010, way before social media is today. So I don't know if they were expecting clicks and views, but everything about this car is odd. There are some utter failures that just bug me to no end, but I've really begun to like this car as I'm driving it. Porsche is growing on me. Now, the reliability, of course, is second to everyone. It has failed fuel pumps. It's got failed fuel pressure regulator. The list goes on and on. This car has a long history. But today, we're going to look around and join me. So it's a black on black interior with beautiful silver trim. You can see this is a little bit of a plastic material. The dashboard is completely plastic. The leather is decent. It's not fantastic, but as you can see, everything's held together very nicely. Yeah, just a lot of dark colors, and against the white on the outside, it actually looks pretty good. You can see it's a mixture of soft touch, which isn't very soft, hard, and mostly hard. And then there's a little bit of carpet down here, as well as here there's carpet, and you can see there's mostly soft touch plastic. In the back, it's really notable how good the build quality is. So you can see the back has, well, there's some missing trim pieces. I don't know where these go. But you can see there's hold down anchors. That's pretty fancy. These hold down anchors are metal, and it's got two power outlets. It's got this carpeted type material all around, so nothing can scratch. And then down here at the bottom, it's got this slide metal plate. I wish everybody would do this. Inside, it's got this durable floor material. And then there's your spare tire. Not a full size, but yeah, back here, build quality is pretty good. I can put the seats down for you. That pops to red. These have to come up. You've got to close your cup holders, lift up your seats, and then, oh, you've got to take, it's one of those, you've got to take this down, the headrest off to get full space, which is not ideal, but as you can see, build quality is fantastic. It looks pretty nice, and you can get enough. This is where my fuel pump broke underneath the seat. But yeah, as you can see, not too bad. it's really a pretty interior. Super clean here on Guy's Garage. We don't do anything unless we do it well. We paid $125. The full retail value is at least $250. You can see just how beautiful he did everything. Oh, right. As we sit in the driver's seat. Okay, I'm gonna fire it up and straighten the wheel, and here it is. So this is the interior of the 2010 Porsche Cayenne Base Model, and as I said earlier, the beeping continues. We've got a seatbelt, we've got probably the doors open, so I'm gonna turn this off. It's enough to drive you nuts. There's some sort of sensor when you actually plug the key in that does something to the system. It kind of turns the car on prematurely, like it's telling you that, hey, you're here, the radio's on, there's some lights on the floor. It's not fully on like an accessory on. That's if you turn it to the right, but it's on a little bit as you push the key into the car. I think it unlocks the steering wheel, but as you can see, the engine's not on and the car is on, and it's just doing a lot of beeping, which I don't like. All right, sitting in the driver's seat, you can see that there's some handle grips here in case you're going on a really, really tight turn. But what's really funny is there's a handle here on the driver's left side if you're making a left turn. Why would you not be grabbing the wheel? Why would this be here? Maybe if you want to get out of the car, you can kind of... I'm 6'1", and so if I get in this car, I can fit pretty well, and I can adjust the seat. We've got forward, back, power everything. This is our lumbar, forward, back, up and down lumbar. This is the seat belt height, up and down. And then there's this that doesn't do anything. The headrest doesn't move. It's just a button that's not a button. That's annoying. Like, it should be there or not be there. Why is it there? Maybe it's just supposed to look like a seat. I don't know. Let's turn on the lights. As we walk around the exterior, you can see I need to do the headlight restoration. We've got some fog lights. We are missing a bulb where there was an accident. And let's go to the very, very rear. That's 2010 LED. That's crazy. LED taillights really did not come out until 2012 or so, where a lot of cars started using them just for the taillights. Then cars started doing LED for the headlights. First they were xenon for the headlights, then they were LED. So there's this slow progression towards the inevitability of LED. And this car had pretty much traditional bulbs all around except for the tail lights. As you can see, all the doors are open, no beeping, but the driver door is closed. So apparently the car only cares about the safety of the driver. This car, number one priority is the driver, the driving experience. It's almost like BMW in its thought process of what it's trying to attain. It wants to give the driver the most custom feel, and it ends up doing too much. So if you look at the dash, there is buttons everywhere. We've got these cheap sort of Game Boy or really old video game system plastic buttons on the steering wheel. You've got these stocks, cruise control. This is the blinker with the lights. And then over here, if you can see, I'm gonna have to start the engine. This is the craziest stock that took me forever to find out. Here is how you control the computer. You can see on the dash there, it says main menu, okay? This enter button right here is how you select, and then these are your up and down, okay? So we select, you can go down, you can go into mile per hour limit. As I was telling you, this is a crazy fast vehicle. You can go into vehicle info. You can lock or unlock the reduction gear. and you can go to tire pressure. Right now, they're slightly overinflated. You can go into settings and go to clock or comfort or lights. Now I've factory reset this so you can see what it's like from the factory, because these were all like custom and I didn't like it too much. I factory reset it. So yeah, that's how you control it. Then when you go to the instrument cluster or the sat nav or whatever you want to call this thing, here is all the buttons here. This is Porsche Stability Management System, basically like traction control. You've got your hazard, your passenger airbag on or off. You've got your phone call hang up and call someone. You've got your in-dash CD player, pretty cool. You've got a SIM card for calling. So again, this is the ultimate driving machine, kind of like BMW, where you can input your SIM card and call somebody in your $64,000 in 2025 money, Porsche Cayenne. Page over, page back, or touchscreen. You can see how that's a mix of both. 2010 is interesting because it's a mix of both digital touchscreen, which that doesn't work too well because this bar is in the way, but it's a mix of physical and non-physical. That's your source. You've got your disc, USB and auxiliary are separate. So if you look back here, under this right here, you can see there is auxiliary and USB and iPod. Look at that connector. How crazy is that? I've never actually used a connector like that. All right, quickly running through this. We've got sound. Of course, you can customize everything. This is traffic. It's connected to a SIM card. It gets traffic updates live over the air. I mean, in 2010, this was craziness. Like, this was not normal. So this car was pretty advanced, and yeah, you were pretty cool driving it around. Guidance volume, ringtone volume, audio pilot, linear, watch this, activates neutral sound adaptation, recommended for serious audiophiles. So yeah, the whole car is for serious drivers. You've got tuner, disc, phone, info, trip. Look at this, you can hit source and select digitally. Watch. You can select digitally, or you can choose here. So that's the thing. It's a mix of digital and physical. Nav is different from maps. How crazy is that? You have navigation, then you have maps. Rear defroster, front defroster, and auto. One of the things I'll note about the HVAC climate control system is the fan is not dual zone, the fan speed, but the temperature is. You can do auto, and then this is for the windshield, and this is for the feet. Pretty cool, huh? Rest does nothing. It's supposed to turn everything off. It doesn't. To turn everything off, you've got to page down all the way on this fan speed, and you get to go all the way down. Of course, you got this nifty smoking tray. You've got your shifter with the Tiptronic. And then down here is the square is low, low, low. It's super low. It's like a crawl. And then the circle, if you light that up while you drive, like if I were to fire it up, you've got to go into neutral. That's going to lock the center differential. Did you hear it? It's called long lock. Did you hear that? So the circle is the center differential, and the square is the super low reduction gear for crawling out of sand or crawling out of snow. That's pretty cool. And the way you select it is you have to be in neutral and you go up and down. Did you hear that? Pretty cool. All right, the more boring stuff, but actually not very boring, is the sunroof or the moonroof. I love these things when they work. This actually works. How beautiful is that? How cool do I look from up here in your Porsche Cayenne? Well, the rest of the things are pretty basic. Of course, you've got vents everywhere. It's got such an amazing strength in its blower speed. You can hear how loud that is. You've got your dome lights, door. Look how bright this is. I mean, this is like a serious driving vehicle. And this is, you can switch night and day on and off here at the rear view mirror. You've got both right and front, or side and front, sunblocks for both the driver and the passenger. And of course, you get adjustable headrests. You get a fully customizable seat. I mean, yeah, this is nice. You get your Bose sound system. Even the rear passengers get some luxury. They get an ashtray, very nice. Bose speaker, probably like mid-range or tweeter. They get a window control, door unlock and lock. And I'll say something interesting about the door unlock and lock. This is not a lock. This is just an indicator for the alarm. This is how you unlock and lock your door or doors. It's kind of weird because if you're inside the car, you've got to pull the handle to unlock it, then pull it to open the door. So sometimes you'll find yourself in this car and you're stuck in there because you pulled the handle, but you got to pull it one more time to open the door. 2 cigarette lighters. That's awesome. Kind of wish they were 120 volt AC power, but hey, you can't have everything. You see there's map pockets back here. There's another cigarette lighter with cup holders in the back. Very nice. They get their own HVAC controls. Not too much going on back here. They do have reading lights, handle grips, and adjustable headrests. You get this center console, which is kind of slick. It's still in really, really nice shape. I mean, this Porsche only has 93,000 miles. Yeah, there's some damage, there's some blemishes, but the person really didn't take care of it. So it's their fault. It's in good shape for right now. You can see the other side is missing this because their pants probably caught on it coming out of the car. All right, I'll show you the glove box. Check it out. It's an air-conditioned glove box. You can get air inside the glove box through this hole right here. That's pretty cool. So if you've got your soda, it hasn't been opened, you can store it in the glove box and keep it cool. Little tricks like that are worth so much. And then also the ultimate driving experience, check this out. There's a spot for your pen. Yes, if you have a pen that you need to sign your speeding ticket with, you can keep it here. I don't know if I showed you the tailgate, but I love this tailgate. It works flawlessly. You've got a button here that opens it, and you also have a button up by the driver door, and you have a button on your key. All you do is you push the button, magically it opens, and then all you have to do is hit this button up here, and it closes. Well, there's the Porsche on the inside. You saw it on the outside, you saw it on the inside. Shout out to this dashboard. I love this half egg look. It's such a slick look. It's got a turning radius that every single car should have, and I don't think that's even rear steering. I don't know what brand it is, but its suction is so good, it's almost sticky without even this suction lever. And look how durable it is. It's incredible. I moved this thing to all my cars. You could just take it with you. You could use it for anything. Cars, buses. This is a defroster for the side view mirrors. And then of course you've got fully powered. And then if you flip it all the way down, they both fold in. So if you're parked on like a busy road, your mirrors won't get busted off. Watch the map. You see how it's a little bit choppy? It's not quite as smooth as a cell phone, but it's pretty good. Now, if you were to say, hey, I want to go to this gas station over here, can you just touch it? Not really. You can page over, but you can't really, you can hold. Oh look, if you hold, it'll pan over there. That's kind of cool. Castro Valley, you can do start route guidance. It's clunky. Wow, I've never done this before. So what am I supposed to do when I leave the parking lot? Okay, is it gonna talk to me again? I don't know if you can hear that. She says, follow the arrow in the display.
Turn right in 100 meters onto Willow Road.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, I'm heading home, but I wanted to show you the sat nav is actually pretty nice. I have a really good memory of my friend getting their first like Magellan GPS navigation system. It wasn't part of the car, but it was like at Best Buy for $350, which today's money is like $1,000. But he bought this thing and it was like recalculating route, and it worked pretty well. But this is probably 2 years after that, and then it showed up in mid-sized luxury cars like the Cayenne. So it would have been pretty nice back in 2010 to have this, because the first iPhone came out in 2007. Which iPhone did people start using turn-by-turn navigation for their cars?
The iPhone 5, that's when Apple Maps got built-in turn-by-turn navigation for driving.
So if that gives you an idea, this was 3 years after the first iPhone, and people really weren't using Google Maps to navigate with the first iPhone and the second iPhone. The windows on the driver and the passenger are one touch up and down, but the rear is not. I mean, I don't know if I would pay $67,000 in today's money for this in 2010. I mean, there's definitely other options, but for a driving vehicle that's as serious as this one, yeah, it's a pretty good deal. Again, the suspension and the steering is second to none. It really feels like a race car, but then you have all the utility of the SUV side of things. It almost looks like a bullet or an egg. I think it looks relatively attractive. So what I want to do for this car is fix the headlights, fix two sensors, a part of the fuel system. That's going to be about $1,200. I spent $2,800 on the car. I spent about $750 on the fuel pump in the back. See my last video for that. And so all told, I'm in it like $4,000 something, which isn't too bad. Now, I could probably sell this online for at least $6,000. I might actually get $8,000, depending on what they think about the accident. Well, it's not that obvious, but you can tell there's been in an accident. Tires are brand new. The car doesn't have a lot of problems. In conclusion, if I sell this car for $8,000, I pay about $300 for the online auction fee. I'm going to profit $3,500. If the repairs on the fuel rail for the sensors are less than $1,500, I'm going to make possibly $4,000 something. $5,000, I don't know. I'm going to make a killing on this car. The wheels were super dirty. The interior was incredibly dirty. It is pristine. The guy charged me $125. You have to understand, here in California, full interior detail, shampoo, seats, headliner, cracks, crevices, $250 plus tip. If you're on the market for a car, look for a car with good mechanical, but poor cleanliness. That does it for this episode of Guy's Garage. Again, we're going to be buying and selling and enjoying cars over and over and over again. So you're not going to want to miss out. Like and subscribe. I can't wait to see you next time. Until next time, see you later. Bye. The hatches on these are always kind of scary.